Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we got memes that prove that the U.S. thinks they're the only place that exists. So we back on this subreddit or on Reddit, but today's subreddit is going to be U.S. defaultism, which is when someone communicates to the world but only considers the U.S. or is treating the U.S. as the default and the only region to cater to in an international setting, or assumes that the entire world works like the US does, or assumes that everyone and everything is from the US unless otherwise stated. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into this. With that being said, we're smoking on my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, great, overachieving, never slacking. And let's get to this. Here we go. First thing I see, this subreddit annoys me. For politics, yeah, politics. Yes, the politics are very important right now, but yeah, I understand. So someone said Georgians call the mother Deda and the father Mama. Laugh out loud. Someone replied, "No, we don't. It's mom or dad." And someone else, and then the person said he's talking about the effing country. What? Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's look at those comments here. Let's see. Dived right into it. I don't think I was even ready. Let's go. This comment has been marked as okay. Let me skip that. Let's make a petition to change U.S. Georgia to something like the state of Georgia or something and make it a requirement to use this name. It's getting really tiring. Jeez, let's look at it. Maybe it should be mandatory to say Georgia, U.S., because then it would fit alongside that irritating London, England, and Paris, France thing they do as well. Okay, let's go to another one. Let's go to another one. Need I say more? 1010. Love the realistic look of the flag. Someone said it should have 52 stars, not one. First of all, this is Liberia. Second of all, the USA. Hold on, it cut off. What did it say? USA flag has 50 stars. And then someone said liberals don't have a flag. Like, oh man, like it's just funny. I don't know. I'm in a joyful mood. I'm in a joyful mood. Hold on. And a thread about the Canadian elections where liberals are red and conservatives blue. Um, red is conservative, blue is liberal. Someone said we're talking about Canada, not the U.S. The colors are not the same everywhere. Then maybe don't use colors to describe political affiliation with clarifying. Someone said, nah, man, you could have used the context clues. Oh, nah, man. You could have used the context clues to figure it out on your own instead of assuming party colors are universal, instead of country specific, and that the person you're replying to is wrong about how their own country works. This is funny to me right now. I'm having a good time. This is hilarious. Hold on. Someone said, and if anything, U.S. is the outlier country here, with their right wing party being red, the color traditionally associated with socialism. Someone else said, agree. Over here, GB, Labor is red, conservative is blue, and liberal is yellowy orange. Someone else said, same in France. It took me a while to realize that the U.S. had their colors the other way around when looking at election maps. So it seems like us U.S. folks are the odd ones in the bunch. I mean, it honestly seems like everything we do is looked at as kind of odd, um, even from the way we even speak English. Someone said online was invented in the U.S. I'm having a good laugh, y'all. If you having a good laugh, thumbs up. Hit the like if you're having a good laugh. Oh, this is all fun. This is all fun. Also, you posted this online. Online was invented in the U.S. Maria, G, Jesus effing Christ, she says. Or this person says, Tim Berners Lee was British. I swear Americans worry me sometimes. Yeah, Americans, my fellow Americans out there, man, gotta stop trying to just little man everybody and seem so. I always talk about that superiority complex. Gotta stop that, because then you end up looking foolish when you're proven wrong. It's not cool. Not cool at all. Not cool. Okay, let me just skip. Let's see. Let me skip. Skip. I like looking for real good ones. Someone said I'm not sure what the American issue is at this point. Let's see. Okay, let's die. Let's see what they're talking about. When a Spanish brand hires a Spanish actress and creates a campaign about women being not for male consumption, but now it's bad because they aren't aware of the 67th American issue that hasn't crossed the Atlantic unless you are super online. What? Dude, I feel like I'm hurting my head trying to understand some of this stuff. Let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. This one wasn't good enough to make me laugh, so I don't like it. Don't forget that we Spanish also use Negro as a normal word for black. Some deranged Americans had tried in the past to debate whether or not we should get rid of the word because it's offensive to them. In Serbian, we don't use Negro as a word for black, but we did name candies like that. So yeah, candies named Negro. Okay, different culture. Uh, that's interesting. Wow. Wow, got a candy named Negro. Okay. Things are different. Things are different around the world, y'all. Can't expect everything to be the same. Okay, let's see. Only people in America live in apartments. Yeah, it is. If your renter's insurance isn't cheap, then shop around. Mine is $20 a month. Bro, after I posted that, I got 3 quotes for insurance, and the cheapest I found was $80 a month. It depends where you live. Someone replied, "What state?" Someone said, "I live in Canada on the East Coast." Someone said, "Okay, but I don't know Canada." Excuse me. I don't know Canada, unfortunately, but you got to shop around because that seems abnormal. I live in an extremely expensive city, 400 square foot studio. But my thing is, hold on. That one was kind of whack. I don't know. I want better ones. Free like this one seems pretty funny. Freedom of speech doesn't apply to people outside of the USA. So apparently you have no idea what freedom of speech means. Freedom of speech only means that the American government cannot prosecute you over your speech, and even that has limitations. As yelling fire, making threats, inciting violence, all will get you jailed anyway. It does not, however, apply to private companies like Reddit or people in groups outside of the US, which is like 90% of the world. The idea of freedom of speech, meaning I can say whatever I want, wherever I want, is factually, objectively wrong. So let's go ahead and see what the comments got to say to that. Woo! Okay, at least they know that 90% of the world isn't the US. Wait until they find out it's even more than 95%. I wish it was more, someone says. What's the context? Someone says, and someone replied, somebody was complaining that a subreddit having their own rules was infringing upon the freedom of speech. So the user shown here was right to correct them about that particular. However, they unfortunately couched their explanation to BAT SHITUS defaultism. Okay. Someone said, I don't see how this person is wrong. It's true that Americans think that freedom of speech means you can say anything you want, which is wrong. They're just explaining how the American way of thinking is wrong. Okay, do with that knowledge as you will. Okay. Let's just keep going. What else they got? World's famous mascot, Pillsbury Doughboy. Okay. Most popular TV series, and they're all U.S. news channels. Okay. It's getting dry. What else they got here? It's getting dry. Let's see. What Asian are you? You are American. So someone said, so what Asian are you? Someone said you're just American. How are we American when we live in Australia? Oh man. So I guess that person just assumed that they was American, and even if they were, like why would you just take away the question? I don't know. People have a right to talk. See, when you come to America, you'll realize there's a lot of people that don't really believe in culture outside of America, meaning you're just American. They don't want to hear nothing else, which is completely wrong. It's wrong. So in that case, take away, Cinco de Mayo, take away St. Patrick's Day, take away, you can take away everything then, and just make it just America. That's really that's. I'm just saying, if that's how y'all feel. Family's Italian, so you must be American Italian. Okay, this should be something I understand very well, seeing as how I grew up with a lot of Italians. Someone said my family is Italian, so I understood about half of this. And someone replied, "Your family is, but you are not. Do you mean American Italian?" They said, "Nobody I am talking about lives in the U.S." Nice try, though. Okay. 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 Crazy, though. Once again, I don't know why Americans think everybody's American. I don't. I remember I actually reacted to this one. Wait, did I react to this one? Was it how was the 4th of July celebrated in Poland? Did I react to that one? Let me see. I think I did. So you're what is this? So you're against jobs for rabid squirrels and protecting American chess? I don't know. Let me look for a better one. That is okay. Let's go. Okay, so that was the one I reacted to, the 4th of July in Italy. So let me see what they say. Okay, let me go to the Poland one then. So how someone said how was the 4th of July celebrated in Poland? Hold on. I gotta see the comments on this one. I got to. Let's see. Let's see. Because the 4th of July is the most important event in the world. Someone says, okay. Plot twist: the World Federation makes it a holiday because it was the day of a decisive battle against an alien invader or something. Someone else said, I feel like I've seen that somewhere before. I don't know. Like the proper question, if someone was really curious, would have been, is the 4th of July celebrated in Poland? I get if you're that curious, instead of just assuming that they would celebrate that. And here's the thing, though, with a lot of Americans, they'll have a problem with um, people celebrating their other cultures from where they're from in America. There's a lot of Americans that have a problem with that. You're in America, speak English and all this, but yeah, you can't expect everyone else outside of America to take on American ways. So people got to open their minds. Honestly, just got to open your minds, and it was funny. There was some that I didn't really understand like that, which is cool. But I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's wild. It's wild reading some of those, like just reading how people really think, and man, how people like how their minds work and how they just make everything revolve around American culture. I think that's hilarious. Honestly, I don't even. I really think it's funny. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, don't hesitate to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. And I'll be back with more soon. Much love.